All right, I think I'm finally live. Please chime in that chat if you can hear me out there. Did a lot of last minute setting up here, so I'm hoping that all the things are still connected right. So yeah, sound off. Let me know that you're there. Let me know that all the pieces worked. I'm going to have to ask you to do that again in a second, but for right now, just let me know that you can hear me. That'd be super helpful. Thanks. Meanwhile, I'm going to crack the LaCroix, the unofficial sponsor of Tech Tips. The official sponsor, of course, is UltraPoi. Thank you all for giving me a reason to do these live streams. Hello there to Mab. Audio is good. Sonic Hills also saying that I am audible. Fantastic. Good. That's great. Cool. Well, I am going to give it a couple minutes to let people roll in here because it's always a process to get people on board and all that. In the meantime, let me give you a rundown of what tonight is going to look like because this is going to be a totally different experience than what my live stream Q&As are usually like, which is basically there's like a half an hour long lesson that I'll teach, and then we'll do 30 minutes of Q&A. This time around, I'm doing something a wee bit different. I am going to spend the first 30 or so minutes responding to videos that viewers like you have sent me. I went ahead and ahead of this asked my Patreon supporters and people in my Facebook group. The Facebook group is Drex Factor Flow Enthusiasts, I want to say. Yeah, I went out and asked them to give me a couple of videos to get started with. So we are going to go ahead and start this off with those videos. I'm just going to be watching them and responding to them in real time. I'm going to do a 3-minute limit on any video that I'm watching or responding to. So if the video goes longer than that, I'm just going to cut it off at the 3-minute mark, and depending upon how many submissions I get, I might cut it off sooner than that to try and see if we can get around to as many people as possible. And then, of course, the last half an hour is the the Q&A section, which I still have my really awesome setup to do full body stuff here. So, yeah. Clear as mud to everybody, hopefully. In the meantime, big thank you to sponsor of Tech Tips, UltraPoi. I will be using their OrPoi Pro for answering whatever questions you may have later on in the Q&A tonight. I am, of course, flashing Ukrainian colors here because I'm still keeping my ears and eyes out for what is going off in Eastern Europe right now, Slav Ukraini. And yeah, thank you to UltraPoi for sponsoring this video and sponsoring all of my live streams. I hope you all are excited to tune in for this. I know I am. As is usually the case, if you have something you want to say, if you got a question that you want bumped up in the queue, you can use the super chat function. That is that square button that looks like a $sign, and that will get an immediate response out of me, and it'll bump you up in the queue for video responses as well. If you want to throw me a link in the chat, and then I can go pull that up. So. We're going to go ahead and start off, though, with some videos that people in my Drex Factor Flow Arts Enthusiasts group sent me yesterday. Let me check right quick and make sure I don't have any sitting in the queue over on Patreon, because those would also be good for me to get to. I should have done this part before I got on the live stream. Whoops. Crap. Okay, so I'm having device difficulties when it comes to Patreon. So if you're one of my Patreon supporters, please drop whatever video you linked me to in the chat, and I will do that. So we've got Mab is saying audio is good. That's great. Sonic Hill, can you hear me loud and clear? Jill Danskin, hello. Christina S., Luis Angel Sanchez, evening, and Nancy Lazaric, I want to say. Don't know. That's my guess. Anywho, welcome, one and all. So we are 8 past the hour here. It's 7:08 where I am. I'm going to try and end this around 8 p.m. my time so that I still have time to get some dinner and enjoy my evening. So let's go ahead and get things started here. I'm going to go ahead and pull up one of the videos that was sent to me by people in my Facebook group yesterday, and that's what I will use to get this party started here. So let me pull that up. There we go. All right, Luis, it looks like you're actually. Oh, Samantha, not sure how to drop a video in the chat. Just like copy paste the link to it in the chat. Yeah, that would be the easiest way to go about doing it. Or you can direct message me a link on, if you want to share it via Facebook Messenger or something, I can access it that way too. Cool. So, Luis, let's start off the night with you, good sir. And I'm going to go ahead and switch over. Sweet. All right, I don't think I'm going to get any audio off of this, but if I do, don't be alarmed when that happens, yeah? Cool, so let's take a look here, Luis. Nice and short video, that's what I like. That's what I like. All right, rock and roll. Cool, I'm seeing some very energetic spinning here. Playing around in split opposites and together opposites. Nice little, that was cool. Nice little fountain into. Way to finish that off, man. Way to finish that off. Lots of people do not think nearly enough about how they finish off their stuff. That is apparently not a problem for you, good sir. Number one, thanks for keeping it short. Number two, that was really fun to watch. That was super energetic. I appreciate the fact that you're doing that on like beach sand, because I definitely get stuck in beach sand. That is probably, it is one of my least favorite surfaces to flow on. So I'm very impressed. Good job there. And I also like how you kind of switched it up and went with shorter poi when you switched off into that kind of the climax at the end. That was a good way of pacing it. So overall, I'm going to say well done. Thanks for sharing this with all of us there, Luis. Good job. Keep up the great work. I love it. And now I'm going to jump to our next contestant. So this is going to be John Wright. Pull this on up here. There we are. Take a full screen. Oh no, it's light whips. I know basically nothing about light whips. So I don't know how useful my feedback is going to be. I do appreciate the way that this is lit. It's lit, fam. No, but really, I want to say it looks like there's a black light that is illuminating this right now. Cool, so I'm seeing some butterflies coming in here. Some, these would be color changes with glow sticks. I do appreciate the way that you can flip that around so the handle becomes a weighted end. Nice. Good bounces there and tuck turns, giving us a weave now. The weaves actually look super cool like this. You can, it almost looks like there's like some jitter in there, like they're glitching out or something thanks to the fiber optics. And we're going up into a windmill. Been doing lots of waist straps here. I do appreciate the way you can get mode switches out of the light whips like this. That's pretty cool, I gotta say. And now we're back to the normal light whip style, doing some nice wraps, some tracers. Fun fact, it turns out poi body tracers are named after liquid tracers in dance, and fiber whips are really, really great for doing that style of dance. Now we switched over into a media grip. Interesting. I'm willing to bet that there's some nuance here that we're not getting because like the music isn't being piped through. I'll see if I can make that happen next time I do something like this. But yeah, some of those kind of transition shifts and everything feel a little bit awkward without the music there to accompany it. I don't know whether that the music would make that feel a little bit more seamless or not. Yeah, I just do not have the vocabulary to describe what all that's about. Okay, now we're back to some weaves. Nice little toss there. Cool. Well, if you're out there watching, sir, I will say overall, I really like the presentation here. Lighting yourself with blacklight is great. I think that that's a great way to get a great effect across. I will say though, like I bet you anything this was recorded on somebody's smartphone, and like smartphones are great for so much, but in low light environments, they're not good because the sensors in them are pretty teeny, and you need a bigger sensor to really get the intricacies of what's going on in the dark. So if possible, like invest in getting somebody with a good with a good camera setup to record you one of these days, and you'll be blown away by just how much more detail pops out. I think a lot of the tricks were really cool. Again, I'm not a big fiber whips guy, so I can't talk very much about the intricacies of a lot of the technique that's going on here. As a dancer, I will say once again, like we might be missing something with because I can't pipe the music through. But like some of the transitions felt a little awkward. It was kind of like a little like staccato, like start and stop kind of thing. And yeah, unless it's something that is going along with the music, I really prefer something that feels a lot more flowy, if that makes sense. Cool, but thank you for that. Who was that again? That was John Wright. Thanks so much, and thank you for keeping that under the 3 minute mark. I really, really, really appreciate that. Cool, and next up, I've got Jill. Jill, I think you said you were on the chat here. So there's going to be a TikTok. I'm going to switch it over to vertical here. And let's see what we got. If we get anything at all. Does it like me? Oh no. Will it play? Oh, John Wright, thank you for the advice. Just trying to use poise style with whip dance. Definitely need the music. Yeah, totally. Yeah, like I said, a lot of it is really, really good. Just the kind of start and stop thing, I think was a little like not my taste. So, okay, let's see if I can get it to work this way. Do I not have TikTok on my iPad? Okay, I guess I don't have TikTok on my iPad. 2 seconds, please hold. In the meantime, while that is downloading, sorry, I will come back to it, I swear. I'm going to first switch over and watch somebody else while that's downloading. So next we got Mandula Martonfi, I think it looks like. Let me pull that up. It's in Google Drive, of course it is. This is another thing I should have done before I hopped on here. I apologize that y'all are going through that part of the process with me. Oh, bloody. Hang on just 1 second. Let's make sure that nobody has eyes on my password here, shall we? on 1 second. Google's making me confirm the thing. Thank you for your patience, everybody. So I need permission from the person that posted that video. Sorry. I feel like this is really anticlimactic. All right. So Mardula Martonfi, if you could switch up your permissions settings so that either anybody can watch it or specifically add me, that would be great. And I see that a couple people have messaged me some videos here, so let me go about things that way then. Ba-ba-da-da. Cool, get in my requests folder. I'm guessing that these messages were actually sent to my professional account, my Direct Factor account. So let me switch over to that, because I don't see them in my email. Thank you all for being patient while I while I work through this first time, you know. There we go. I gotta say, like, Facebook used to be the greatest for logging into stuff, and now it has become such a pain in the butt. I feel like I need to like re-log in every bloody time I do something like this. It's really obnoxious. Okay. I'm not seeing those messages in either my personal account or my business account. And I am, oh my God. What is going on here? Oh, I see now. Okay, there's a different folder. There's a different folder. That's my bad. Okay. What the heck? So Kimmy Cherry, I got you. Samantha Ponga. I'm not sure what account you sent this to. If you could send it to me directly via Facebook, that would be the easiest way at this point, because I've now gone through and logged into a whole bunch of different things. I don't want to keep people waiting anymore. So if you could please send them to my personal Facebook account, that would be great. Thank you. All right. Pulling up Kimmy Cherry's video here. Let me switch it over. Here we go. Cool. Hoopology, hey? Okay, cool. Interesting. Love the lighting in the background. I do love those LED hoops. Oh, that's kind of cool. The way the split screen effect worked there. There's a lot going on here. I also really like the reflections on the floor. That's a cool effect. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, that was brief. Yeah, so Super doesn't have an option here to drop them in the comments. Super not hoopology. Okay. Oh, so you sent them to my Insta. Okay, cool. I'll pull them up that way then. Yeah. Kimmy Cherry. So yeah, cool looking video. GoPros have the same problem that smartphones do in that the sensor is really small, so low light stuff doesn't always turn out well. Um, when you do get to see it, it's usually like pretty pixelated and blurry. So again, if you got a friend that you can borrow like a DSLR or mirrorless camera from sometime, um, you know, you're gonna get some much more detailed video that like you'll be amazed at all the stuff that'll pop out of it. But no, overall that was really cool. Great environment to shoot in. Cool LED hoop. I really like that you can see the reflections of everything off of the floor. The lighting effects were pretty awesome. So yeah, I guess the one only thing that I'll say on like a personal level is, I mean, I'm a really big fan of core hooping, and I was definitely like, she get a core hoop for me? She get a core hoop for me? But that's definitely personal taste, so don't take that one to heart. Um, cool, and I will go ahead and check out your other one since that one was so short. Oop, give me full screen. Floral assignment, hey? Oh, it's a lovely dress. And we got poi now, too. Huzzah. Cool. I like the variations on stall chasers you're playing around with here. That's great. Windmill's looking super clean. Getting some good butterflies and 1.5s. That was a great transition into the weave there. I love it. Yeah. So the one and only thing I will say, and again, this is purely a matter of taste, I love seeing the performer facing the camera. I feel like we're seeing a lot of your backside here, which there's nothing wrong with your backside, and you can definitely like build up some kind of some tension with the audience in your performance and everything. But I'd love to like have the payoff be, huzzah, I'm here. We're getting little bits of that, but I'd love to see more of your lovely face there. Those weaves are looking super duper clean. You look very comfortable with them. I also like that like you have a really good wall plane feel with everything that you're doing here. It takes a lot of people a long time to get really comfortable with like everything is in wall plane, and it seems like you've fallen into that slot pretty easily here, and I love the way that it presents well on camera. It's also a beautiful place to be shooting too. I love all those trees. And of course, the big sky behind you is gorgeous too. I think there was a little bird that just flew across. There we go. Now we're getting a good deal of your face there. I love it. That was a cool transition up into the windmill. Oh, and we're done. Cool. Yeah. Definitely the GoPro works a lot better in the daytime, no doubt about it. But yeah, you look super comfortable with everything being in wall plane. That's like really important. Getting into the intermediate stages of your flow journey. Love the colors out in nature. You're looking super comfortable with all the tricks that you're doing. So yeah, I dig it. Only thing I will say is, yeah, I'd love to see more of your face in there. But yeah, that was great work, no doubt about it. Cool, and it looks like Samantha Ponga has sent me via Instagram, so let me switch over to that. I'm all over the map here. So let's go ahead and pull it up. There you are. Now I see you. All right. Pulling it up. Thanks for your patience and for working with me here. Let's see what we got here. That was weird. Why did it take me out of the Instagram app? Let me guess. It's going to take me right back in, isn't it? Oh, no. Okay, cool. It's a very, like, nunchuck-esque style. Ooh, that's cool. Some groundwork there. We don't see a lot of that in the poi world. I'll run that one more time, because Yeah, I like the nunchuck inflected style. I like all the groundwork here. We definitely do not see nearly enough groundwork in the flow arts. Oh, that's a cool catch, too. It's so weird that it bounced me out of the Instagram app to show me that. I wonder why. That's so odd. Cool, but I'm going to give you a like there because I liked that video. Yeah, my only notes are I want to see more of it. I want to see a longer video. um, yeah, some cool ideas there. I love groundwork. We don't get nearly enough of it in the poi world. So yeah, keep all that coming for sure. Let me also check on the chat because I haven't been super on top of that lately. Nick Von Ashen is asking, how do I send you a link? It looks like you can send it to me via either Facebook or Instagram at this point. Those would be the two easiest ways to do this. Also, somebody else sent me a message via Facebook. That might be you. So let me see if that is indeed the case. Caleb. I do not know if is Caleb present in the house. Kimmy says, thank you so much, Drex. I felt like I really grew up a little from the first time. Yeah, you definitely did. I've clearly watched several of your videos now. You sent me a bunch of your tutorials back in the day, and I can definitely see the growth. I can see the work that you're putting in. Keep it up. It's really, really paying off. I love it. I don't know if this video is intended to be watched on this live stream. I'm going to pull it up. I'm also going to say that figured it out, sent in chat. Okay. Do you mean the YouTube chat or something else? Oh, Samantha Ponga, I have a ZDS. Oh, in move is Caleb. Cool. All right. That was what I was intended to find. Great. All right. Let me pull that up now then. Cool, cool. What the what? Give me full screen. Why will you not give me full screen? There we go. All right. Let's rock. Cool. Nice split opposite extensions there. Yep, good stalls. Good control there into your caps. Good stalls. Seems like you're feeling really, really comfortable with those up-down stalls and split opposites. They are tough to nail, so respect there. Also, I love the fact that you're doing so much in split opposites because this is like definitely the timing and direction that people avoid for the most part. That's an interesting kind of hybrid weave you're doing there. It reminds me a little bit of Kate's anti-brid weave. It's something different though because it's a multi-beat weave. There's definitely a triquetra hiding in there. Nice stall chasers. I could do with a bit more volume on those stall chasers, like when your hands get to the end, like really, really stretching them out to the sides. Oh, that was a cool little pirouette there. Nicely done. And a Mercedes. Caps going back and forth here. Nice. Oh, that was tricky. I like that. Going to the... Oh, gunslingers! Yes! Yes, son. Give me those gunslingers. You know it. Cool. Some meltdowns and some tangles here. So. Hey, that was a great meteor entry. I love that off the toss there. And you're going into the reverse thumb-led 4-beat, too. That's challenging to get there. Cool. That was great. Thank you for sharing that with us, Caleb. That was pretty rad. Yeah, I don't know that I have many notes for you there. I mean, you're doing a lot of stuff that I think is really, really challenging, and you're doing it super cleanly. So I'm very impressed. Keep up that great work. Again, just as a matter of personal taste, you can take this or leave this. My one and only note would be I'd love to see more dance. I'd love to see you moving your feet more. You gave me that lovely pirouette, and Now you've made me hungry for more of it. Give me some more dance in there. But yeah, your tech looks great. You're playing around with some pretty difficult stuff, but showing good form in it. So very impressive. I like this one a lot. Thanks for sharing it. Good job there. It's so weird how that popped up. Cool. So, let's see if there are any other messages waiting for me. And Nick von Ashen. Nick, I'm not seeing your link in the YouTube chat. Did you post that somewhere else? In the Facebook group, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, if you could, sorry to make you jump through hoops here, Nick, but if you could send it via Facebook, or actually let me check Instagram. That might be another possibility. No, does not appear so. Okay, if you can send it to me via Facebook Messenger, or Inmo says you're welcome. Hey, my pleasure. I sent you one more. So I want to get in everybody if possible, and we're already a little past how long I want to do this for. So I want to give Nick a chance to get his video in, and then I'm probably going to wind this down. Sorry, I meant to mention that before I started on your video, and then I kind of lost track there. If Nick no longer wants to send in his video, I will go ahead and do a reacts to that YouTube one that you sent to. So I'll give Nick just a second to send that one in via Facebook Messenger or what have you, because I'm not seeing it in the YouTube chat. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I feel bad if I gave you the note to throw it in the YouTube chat and I can't see it for whatever reason. Samantha Ponga says, "Thanks, Drex. I really appreciate the feedback." That's my pleasure. Thank you for thank you for sharing that great video. That was fantastic. Cool. So I'm gonna give Nick just like one more minute. Again, Facebook Messenger or Instagram, either one. Jump into the chat. Let me know which one you posted it to, and I'll go ahead and pull that up here. I'll give you like another 2 minutes to get that in, and awkwardly sit here as we talk about Alice. Oh my god, I can't believe this. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to charge. My Orbpoi Pros before I got on here. Darn. I mentioned this in the review, and it's something that I still find just a little annoying. Is like, so the heads on the new Orbpoi Pros are super bright. They're so bright, in fact, that like they just burn through the batteries. And now we're at a stage with these where the batteries in the handles are lasting longer than the heads, which is so weird. Oh, cool. Okay, I see Nick's message on Instagram. Cool. I got you. Let's pull that up, and you will be the final video that I react to tonight. There you are. Okay, cool. And it's a YouTube link. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Let's do this in YouTube, please. Come on. There we go. Bump that up to full screen because, of course, we got some firework pour going. Oh, in slow-mo. Oh, yeah. Slow-mo is tasty. Cool deal. So I think, yeah, the title said that these are fireworks and not cages. Cool. Fun fact, I've never used either one. I've never used cages. I've never used firework poi. So So we're basically getting some split time, same direction action going on here, some reels and the like, which is not shocking because while the poi are literally exploding around you, I think it's probably best to keep it simple, right? Cool. Some good windmill action going on there. Is that a car in the background behind you? Oh, I hope the car's okay. I will say the reflection of those fireworks playing off the windows of the car is pretty nice. I gotta say that's pretty awesome. Oh, now we're back to full speed. And we're back to slow mo. Cool. And we changed the color. Wow, this is just madness at this point. It looks like it honestly looks to me like galaxies blowing up all around you, which is kind of cool. It's getting so smoky now I can barely see you. And there we go. Cool. Sweet. Thank you for sharing that with all of us, Nick. I do love me some. Here, I'm going to switch it back over so we can get a little bit deeper connected here. So I will say I definitely love the effect of firework poi. The slow-mo was really cool. That looked like it was shot in 240 frames per second, which is great. It happened at one point in the video where there was like a speed ramp where it went to full speed and then back to like quarter speed again. I'd love to see more of that, honestly. I would love to see like, playing around with it at full speed and then boom, we just drop into quarter speed and then we're back to full speed and then back to quarter speed and everything. I know that wouldn't result in a very long video, but just the effect of it, I think, looks really, really cool. So yeah, I hope that the car wasn't hurt. I hope that you weren't hurt. Overall, it looked really cool. The view of the fireworks playing off the windows of the car has definitely got some of my creative gears turning, and I'm wondering if there are ways to like put more reflective surfaces behind somebody who is spinning firework poi. I think that would look pretty cool. Yeah, so thank you so much for sharing that with us, Nick. I appreciate it. Thanks to everybody who submitted videos for me to react to tonight. This was a bit of an experiment. Definitely let me know in the chat what you thought of this experiment. You can send me direct messages to give me feedback too. This is the first time I've ever tried doing anything like this. Without a doubt, the most common types of messages I get from people are people asking me for feedback, and I just don't have time to do it. So this struck me as kind of a way of doing that in a way that hopefully is both helpful to folks as well as like checks off some boxes in terms of meeting arrangements with my sponsor, which once again, thanks to Ultra Poi for sponsoring this live stream here and giving me a reason to do this with y'all every month. So we're going to go ahead and switch it now into Q&A. So if you could please start dropping those questions into the chat. It looks like we've got about 20 minutes yet for me to answer them. And it can be about anything at all. It could be about poi, like maybe there's a trick you want to learn. It could be about what's going on in the world, stuff that you're kind of curious to get my take on. It could just be random social questions too. It's totally up to you all. So yeah, if you could start dropping those questions, that would be fantastic. I'm going to look a little bit back through the chat here just to see if there were any questions that I missed. Looks like it's mostly people cheering on those people that submitted videos, which is great. You love to see it. Samantha Ponga says she really appreciates the feedback. You're so welcome. Jonathan Wright was asking Samantha what kind of camera she uses. Sorry, Samantha, I don't know your pronouns, so I shouldn't be assuming that you're she. Let's see here. Samantha uses a Sony A6000. Yeah, that is, so I use an A6500 for everything, including the full body footage that I do in my home studio here. So I am in the Sony family as well. Um, for the most part, I like my Sony A6500. It gets a little, so the only problem I have with it is when I'm shooting at either 4K or at a high frame rate, like say, if I'm shooting at 4K or I'm shooting at 120 frames per second, it can overheat very easily, which is a massive problem for me when I'm shooting during the summer months. But yeah, aside from that, it's not bad. It eats batteries for breakfast, though. Like, oh my goodness, I don't think I've ever had a video shoot where I didn't go through at least 2 batteries in the course of it. Samantha Punga is a she. Cool. Thank you for giving me your pronouns there. Huzzah. Cool. Nick Von Ashen is saying, thanks, Drex. They were fountains rigged to Technora. Ah, that makes sense. Yeah. Interesting. So I'm willing to bet that you can. Willing to bet that you can swap back in. That you can swap back in the fireworks then if you want to, which is cool. That means you get a whole bunch. You get multiple uses out of them. That's fantastic. So I have some insider information that I cannot share just yet, but suffice to say, there is a fire poi manufacturer that I've been having some really great chats with, and who is coming out with a product that does some amazing things safety-wise that I can't wait to share with y'all. So keep your eyes peeled for it. We do not currently have a drop date on any of that, but it's really, really nice working with a company that is like really taking my feedback seriously, and that like the thing that they're doing is it's such a great idea. I can't believe nobody's done it before, and that's all I can really tell you. So keep your eyes peeled. It's really simple too. It's not like something really like wildly technologically advanced. It's one of those things that like, oh, of course. But yeah, I'll stop vague booking now. Cool. Samantha Ponga says it's pretty cheap and they are better ones, but it's a great starter. Yeah, definitely. Definitely need a good tripod, lights, and wide angle lens for low light. Yeah. I got very, very lucky in that I got a 24 millimeter 1.8 prime lens from the same person that donated the Sony camera to me. That is what I use for like shooting all my indoor videos. So I'm a big fan of that. And one of these days, I'm going to add either a 55 or an 85 millimeter lens to my collection because I just love being able to shoot outside and getting that nice bokeh effect with the background a little bit out of focus. I really, really like that effect, and I want more of it. Jill Dan's Samantha Punga says, loved your new TikTok. I don't know if that's directed to me or not, but are you talking about the one that is me doing the TikTok challenge, or is it the one of the 3-to-1 caps? Because the TikTok challenge I did, I think is my favorite thing I've done all month, and it was really hard. I have never done Maori style poi before, and doing all the quick bounces was so incredibly difficult. And I think that I need a lighter set of poi to do that with, because I don't know how close attention you were paying there, but I just realized at a certain point working on that challenge that I could not make the bounces happen as fast as the person who originally posted the challenge. So I had to fake it by starting just slightly early and knowing that I was going to end it just slightly late. And that more or less worked. So I don't know how obvious that is or not, but I think I need to invest in an actual more traditional set of poi if I'm going to do more of those. So glad you liked it. TikTok challenge. Cool. All right. Yes, I'm glad we're on the same page with that then. Yeah, I loved doing that challenge. That same artist has another two challenges like that, which I might try out. I'm also hoping that that they do more of those because they're really fun, and I would just love to see more of them. Looking into getting a pair of traditional Maori poi. Then I am actually. So the person that posted that challenge actually sells traditional Maori poi, and I was looking at her page, and I don't know how to navigate the options because there's a bunch of different lengths there. I don't know what's the appropriate length, so I'm gonna send her a direct message and kind of be like, help me figure this out. Where do I want to start here? So yeah, look forward to more of that in the future, hopefully. Yeah. Um, Nancy Lazarek, I think. I think that's how you pronounce that. Oh, Jill Danskin, how do you upload a flow video with music on YouTube? Not sure if you need a license for it. So YouTube has a license. The way that works is like you upload it, and basically it just means that you cannot monetize the video. It means that the ads that are posted on the video, all the money is going to go to YouTube and the original artist, which, I mean, if you don't have monetization on your channel, it doesn't matter anyway. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about uploading a flow video with music in it to YouTube. It'll give you a little thing that like is a copyright notice. But unless it gets blocked in a specific country, which I haven't had that happen in years now, there's no reason not to. Like, people will be able to see it. No big deal. Yeah, we thankfully are now living in the copyrighted age where you can upload that stuff, and you shouldn't have any problems with copyright then. So yeah, you don't need a specific. YouTube has the license already, so you don't need the specific license for it, unless you want to monetize it. Which that's a whole other conversation. We'll have, if you want to have that conversation, let me know in the chat. But yeah, that's a whole other ball of wax in itself. Nancy Lazarek asks, do you know of any poi jams or workshops that really focus on the dance/body movement? I don't, unfortunately. I should host one, but no, I don't know of any off the top of my head. There are probably some at Flow. Like, I've been seeing the lineups at Flow festivals this year, and they are really, really, really thin on poi this year, and I have no idea why that is. But you know, yeah, some people that I think are really great for body movement with poi. Zuz Shutova is fantastic. There's a guy who his handle is Lflow on Instagram who does great dance poi fusion. Ty Rochford's fantastic. He hasn't uploaded a video in quite some time. But those would be some great places to start for sure. Yeah. Samantha Conley saying, Nick, that was the bomb. Oops, sorry, everyone. Been asking questions, but seriously, whip poi? No? I don't know what you're asking me there. Sorry. Lucid Spore, do you have any tips for breaking bad habits while spinning poi? I seem to have started this bad habit. I can only go into certain tricks when they are linked to other tricks. Yeah, actually, a lot of the time I will be spinning, and like, so for this specific problem, a lot of times I will be spinning, and I have just regular patterns that I'll do. And there'll be a moment when there'll be two tricks that connect, and I'll like really think in my head. It's like, okay, I don't necessarily have to connect these two specific tricks. So what am I going to do instead? And I'll try and see if I can find another trick that fits that same transition point. Or I'll take a trick that I've known for a very long time, and I'll try and interrupt it in a spot where I don't normally and see what comes of that. There's a lot of ways that you can break out of a rut like that. And I think one of the biggest ways is to just challenge yourself to do it differently. Is like, rather than just kind of going through the motions like it's a program, like just stopping yourself at a spot where you never have and being like, okay, what can I do here that I've never done before? What can I switch to from here that I don't normally? And just play around with that. See what happens. Yeah. That would be my recommendation there. Mab. I practice in the mirror to see if the move looks right, but I realize without the mirror, I feel kinetically lost. Yeah, you got to get out of the mirror sometimes. Ironically enough, there's a local dancer who used to sell T-shirts that had the text in mirror writing that said "Get out of the mirror." So that like when you're wearing it, if you're like watching yourself in the mirror doing it and everything, every once in a while you like glance down and be like, oh shoot. Yeah, you need to get out of the mirror every once in a while because what will happen is you'll get so obsessed with like looking at the appearance of what you're doing that you like kind of forget about being present with it. Every dance concert that I ever did, there was a point where the director would either cover the mirrors or make us face the back of the room instead of facing the mirror, just because she was like, okay, y'all need to learn how to perform this, and you're just watching yourselves in the mirror, so we need to switch this up. Being in the mirror is great for getting the shapes and form and making sure that you're in sync with everybody if you're dancing as part of an ensemble. But you got to get yourself out of the mirror to like really perform it, which is obnoxious, but that is hashtag dancer life, right? Um, how do you know if your form is good without watching yourself? So this is where it is actually helpful to do it in the mirror. Like, so I'll do one of two things. I'll either just like record off my phone when I'm dancing and flowing out and everything, and I'll come back and I'll look at it later, and I'll see moments where I'm like, oh, this was really cool. This was really close to being something cool. I need to switch this and this. And the next time I flow out, I will give myself that note, and I'll see what the result was. Um, Alternately, I do go into the dance studio as often as I can and work on stuff in the mirror. But I only give myself like an hour a week tops in the dance studio. I wish I would give myself a little bit more. I think that there's a lot more that would come together as a result of that. But yeah, it is helpful to watch yourself in the mirror. Watch yourself in the mirror, like give yourself enough time to like figure out the form of what you're trying to do. And then once you feel comfortable with the form, get out of the mirror and like record yourself with the camera or something like that. Make sure the form is still intact, and if the form is still intact, get used to performing it without the mirror, because that's the situation that you're going to be in when you do it in front of a crowd or in front of a camera. Yeah, great questions. In mode looking to getting a set of traditional Maori poi. Yep, we already talked about that. Yes, your poi needs to be lighter. Yeah, no lie. I was using pod poi, which right now are the lightest set of poi that I have, and I still just couldn't keep up with it. So yeah, I'm gonna message the woman that posted that challenge, or the girl. I think she's still a teenager. And ask her about lengths and everything, because like I was looking at it and I don't know how you measure that stuff out. There was something on the site about measuring from wrist to elbow, which to me, that is roughly like, I want to say it's 15 centimeters or something like that, but my arms are quite short for my height. There are poi on her site that she says are for men that are closer to being 24 centimeters, which like, that's closer in length to what I'm used to for more contemporary style poi. So I'll DM her and see if I can get an answer on that. But yeah, Samantha Bonga says, I think she was 12 when she started her. That's awesome. That's awesome. I am all about that. 12 when she started her business. That's fantastic. So fun fact, I was a business person before I was an artist. I started my first business in kindergarten. And I've started many businesses since then. This is just the latest of a long line of them. So that makes me very, very happy to hear. Cool. I definitely want to go support her business then. That's fantastic. Angie Watson asks, how long should your poi be? I'm a newbie. So they should go about from your thumb joint to like right where the edge of your shoulder joint is. For me, that number is roughly 23 or 24 inches. Lots of sets of poi come at like 25 or 26 inches at this point. That's kind of like the default length that I found for both the sets that Ultra Poi was sending me as well as Flow Toys. I needed to trim down my tethers to get to that length. You'll have to see what that is for yourself. But yeah, it's from your thumb joint to your shoulder joint here. I'll try and see if I can get that all on camera. So yeah, like that. That's the length that you're looking for if you're just starting out. And once you get comfortable with that, you can decide whether you want to go shorter or longer. But that's generally where I recommend people start. Jill Danskin says, thank you. I am new to uploading videos, and I would love to hear the other advice you have about the licenses. Okay. Let me make sure there's no other questions waiting here, because that's a bigger question. Smith Bunga, you'll be so surprised to see how light and short the poi are. I can only imagine. I don't think I've ever actually laid my hands on a set of traditional style poi. So I think that'll be quite the discovery for me, no doubt. So if your YouTube channel can be monetized, and I can't remember the requirements around that, I think it's something like, I want to say it's like 1,000 subs or a certain amount of watch time or something like that. Basically, when you get approved for the YouTube Partnership Program, when you can monetize your channel, there's two ways that you can post. So all of my flow videos that I upload to YouTube get nailed on copyright. The reason I'm able to do those is because they are being sponsored by the companies whose poi I am using to record those videos. That offsets the cost of losing the ability to monetize them. There are, however, other ways to monetize videos that feature flow, such as you can connect with an artist directly. Usually this is easier if the artist is still relatively small, and you can get written permission from them to get a commercial license to use their music. YouTube has guides on what this looks like. Basically, they'll write you an email, and you convert that into a PDF, and when you upload your video, you send YouTube a copy of that PDF demonstrating that you have permission to use their music. Another possibility might be if you forge a relationship with a local music label, they can just do a blanket approval of your videos. That happens on their end though. So as soon as you upload a video that features a song by an artist on that label, you need to email them and say, hey, can you make sure that you've got me approved to have a commercial license for your music? Those are the easy ways of doing it. You can also look for copyright-free music. There are a couple of YouTube channels as well as websites that specialize in copyright-free music. There is a website called Epidemic Sound that you actually buy a subscription to, and all the music available on it is copyright-free. You can use it as you see fit. You can drop in and out tracks if you want to. And also to the place where I usually go for my music is Vlog No Copyright Music. It's a YouTube channel that posts music from a variety of different artists. And once in a while, I've had a song come back on that one that does get a copyright claim, but for the most part, the music that's posted there will not get a copyright claim made on it. So you can look through those libraries and see if there's a song that you particularly like and use that. So it's either use non-copyrighted music or see if you can get permission from an artist or their label to use their music for commercial purposes. Those are the other options for licensing there. Yeah. Cool. Jonathan Wright says, last weekend I attended Kinetic Fire 22 Flow Fest. Just trying to use dual whips for poi props. Hard to find others to flow with. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I know a couple other people that do dual whips as poi. Ironically enough, so there's a old school poi spinner who goes by the handle Arashi, who literally spins poi like no other human being on this planet. And in trying to figure out what he was doing, there was a conversation I had with Alien John at one point where Alien John was telling me, oh, well, Arashi's whole deal is that his background is in whips, not in club spinning, which, for a lot of the vocabulary of poi, we get a lot of it from club swinging. And he's like, yeah, Arashi looks at a single poi and thinks of it as just being a short whip, which as soon as he said this, oh, that makes so much sense, and it explains so much about the guy's technique. But yeah, I would imagine dual whip people are indeed hard to find. Sorry, I don't know if I can give you any leads on that one, but good luck finding friends that do that too. Hey, maybe you can start the trend. Start uploading videos of the stuff that you're playing around with, and see if you can get more people interested in it. Upload some tutorials. That worked for me. Cool. Oh, and we are just a few minutes past the hour here. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up so I can go get myself fed. Thank you, everybody, for your wonderful questions. Thank you to everybody who sent me a video to react to. Please give me feedback on this, because this is the first time I've ever tried this out. I don't know whether this is a thing that was useful to people. I don't know whether this is a thing that people liked as a use of my time and their time. If there are smoother ways I can go about this, either drop it in the chat, send me a DM, something like that. Yeah, let me know if I should repeat this experiment again. Because in my head, at least, it checks off a lot of boxes. But, you know, it wouldn't be the first time that something made sense in my head, and then when it came out in reality, it was a little bit more complicated than I was expecting. Thank you one and all so much. And also thank you once again to the sponsor of Tech Tips. Thank you to UltraPoi. If you'd like to grab a set of these OraPoi Pro, which I'm now realizing I never did demo tonight because we were fixated on doing the reacting stuff. If you want to grab a set of these OraPoi Pros, MATC87 just missed asking a question. Throw it in the chat really, really, really quickly then, and we'll see if it is a big question or a little question. If I can answer it quick, I will. Anyway, thanks to UltraPoi for sponsoring these videos. If you'd like to pick up a set of these OraPoi Pros or anything else that they have on their site, you can do so. Use the promo code DrexFactor with a 0 instead of an O at checkout. That gets you a discount on your order, and it helps out the channel, so everybody wins. Thank you once again to UltraPoi for sponsoring these live streams and giving me a reason to come do them with y'all. Awesome sauce. MATC 87, get that question in if you want to ask it. Samantha Ponga, love the video sharing idea. Cool. Jonathan Wright saying thank you much. You're so welcome. You're so very welcome. I can give you one more minute, MATC. Just one more minute, and then I'm gonna wind it down here. Yeah. So thanks to UltraPoi. Thanks to the friends of the channel, and thank you also to my Patreon supporters for making the channel possible. There's a bunch of y'all on here that are Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for being here, for supporting the channel, and also for supporting this live stream. It means a lot to me. Nui ASDF says, I came a bit too late, but it was cool to be here. Thank you for your work. You're so welcome. Thank you for being here too. Thank you for being here too. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down at 7 past the hour then. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have anything else to advertise or talk about here. I did all my thinking. I don't think so. Interesting. Sorry, new comment just popped up. Jill Danskin says, this is very beneficial to me due to being a beginner. You should definitely repeat this experiment. Cool. I am flowing almost every day with poi because I want to get better at them. Good. As well you should. Yeah, I want to get better at them too. That's why I flow every day as well. I'm glad you're picking up on that too. That makes me happy to hear. Yeah, so if there's enough people that dug this, I will repeat this experiment again in the future. Mab seconded this. Fantastic. Yeah, it seems like y'all were pretty engaged out there. Yeah, the vibe was a little different than the normal lesson and Q&A sessions, but I got to admit, it's so much less stress for me to like react to other people's videos than it is to like try and prepare a half-an-hour lesson. But the half-an-hour lessons have their place too. Yeah, we'll see what the feedback is here and take it from there. All right, it is 7 past the hour, so I'm going to wind it down here. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. I will be doing the next live stream the last Friday. Will it be the last Friday? Please hold. It will not, in fact, be the last Friday of June. It will be. I'll post when this is going to happen. It might be the second Friday of June. The reason being that my birthday is that week, and there's the possibility that I'm going to have other plans that Friday. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled, and I'll post when the next one happens. It might be you only have to wait 2 weeks instead of 4 for the next one. So, keep your eyes peeled, and I will see you all in the month of June. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all next month. Peace.